Hi, my name is Pete Sampson, and I'm the owner and creator of My Music Office, an online way to organize your music program. In today's video, we're going to go through the student information area in great detail. So I'm here on the main menu, and I can click on the student information icon, and they'll be brought to my list of students. For this demonstration account, we only have 7 students in the system, but the system can handle hundreds and hundreds of students at a time. Up on the top right, you will notice there are 3 choices: show active or inactive toggle, which we'll talk more about later, and then the number of items per screen and the number of pages. You can choose which page you want to go to. Notice there's also a quick last name select choice where I can click on a letter such as P, and then now my student with the last name beginning with P is shown only, and then I can go back to show all. It's a quick way to get to a certain name real quickly. You'll notice that you can also sort by column. So if I wanted to sort by grade, click on grade, and then all the students are now sorted by grade. To go back to name, click on name. If I want to see the details about a student, I can then just click on details, and all the information about the student drops below. Notice not everything's filled out because the only thing that's required is a first and last name. But more you enter, the more powerful the search function becomes. You can reach the search function and all the other functions by looking at the menu system on the top of the screen. Browse, add new, search, reports, assign, merit points, transfer, and options. In the top right corner of the student information display, you will see a toggle for making the student active or inactive. By default, the student is made active, of course, and then should the student either leave your school or leave your program, you can then make them inactive. This will deassociate them from all of their records having to do with like instruments and lockers and musics and uniforms and stuff like that. However, it will keep the information as far as the contact information and all the financial information for that student in the system. Because sometimes you need to go back and contact that student after they have left the program, or you might need to contact them should they still have a balance due to the program. Notice there's another drop arrow next to the parents and guardians. When you click on that, now it'll show the parent and guardian information. A lot of times, parents and guardians have very different contact information than the students, and so therefore we keep this information separate on display. If I want to add a new student to the system, I can click on Add New, and this will bring you up where you can bring up an area where you can add a new student in. Obviously, you can see first name and last name are the only thing that are required, but you can enter in all of this information in great detail if you wish. Notice as well, to set a date of birth, you can click on the calendar. It will then choose a calendar, and you can hold down the button here, and you'll be able to jump back many years at a time. Saves you a lot of time. And then forward to whatever month and day you choose. Over here, you can choose the student's ensemble. However, you do not have to choose that here. I'll be going over in a little bit an easier way to assign students to an ensemble at a time. However, right here, you can do one student, just this particular student if you wish, if you're entering something in manually. The parent and guardian information is below. And right here, you can click to bring down the address, city, state, zip, and home phone number from the student record above. Saves you a little bit of time. If you need more than 2 parents or guardians, you can click here, and that'll give you 2 more to be able to enter in as well. Once again, this really helps with situations where maybe there's a stepmother, a stepfather, or an extended family member that lives with the student or wants to be on their record. If I go to the search, you can then search real quickly through your database. So if I wanted to search for a student with the first name of Peter, click here, and then that one student appears, and you can click on details. Once again, you don't have to go back to see all the details about the student. You can also edit from here as well. If I wanted to refine my search, I can click here and then throw something else in. Or if I wanted to start a new search, I can click here, and then that search is now brought back to its beginning state. Notice for an ensemble, it only shows the 4 choices that are actually being used. It's not going to list all the ensembles that the system can provide. It's just basically showing the things that are in the database that you can choose from. Same thing for part, grade level, and roll year and t-shirt size. You can also toggle between searching inactive or active students right here as well. In reports, this is a way to make a paper copy or a paper report of anything in the system. There's a bunch of standard reports already developed for you. So if I just wanted your standard list sorted by last name, hit Generate Report, it opens a new window, and this has a nice printable view that you'll be able to print off and be able to hand to somebody or put on a clipboard in your office. Other great reports are down here are available as well, and you might just kind of browse through and see what you'd like. Here is an email address report where it's just going to show all of the emails in the system. Down at the bottom of the reports is one called the information report, parent contact information report. This is where it's going to list all of the contacts of all the parents in the system. This is great if a booster or somebody needs to have all of that information given to them. You can then create custom reports here where you can actually just choose something once again from in the system. So if I want just a listing of all the marching band kids, and let's say I wanted just a listing of all the seniors in marching band, click here, and then here are my 2 seniors. So it gives you a quick way to be able to get a lot of information that you need in a printable format. The Assign tool is an incredibly useful tool when assigning students to an ensemble or to different types of materials like equipment, music, or uniform. This basically is just a copy of those segments inside of the equipment, music, and uniform databases where you can assign somebody to a specific thing. You can just do it from here as well. However, what's most useful is the assigning students to ensembles. So I click here and you notice I have a nice long list of ensembles. So if I click marching band, it now shows a list of all of my students, and notice all but one of them are selected to be in the marching band. If I uncheck them, now they simply are now not in the marching band. And therefore, when you see a listing of students, or you want to filter, or you want to assign fees or email by ensemble, this is a quick way to be able to just go down and simply check the students that are in the ensemble and uncheck the ones that are not. The merit points area is a place where you can actually keep track of merit points for your system. So if you wanted to add a merit point, we'll say it's assigned today, and it's called test points, and it's worth 10 points. And I can leave a comment, and now that's been assigned to that student, and you can see the list here. You can edit, or you can bring a report up of all the different points assigned to that student. So if you happen to do merit points in your program, this is an easy way to keep track of all of those points. The transfer area is where you can, just as in all databases in my music office, upload or download your data. If you want to download all your student information data, you can then check or uncheck all of the different fields that are in the system. There's obviously lots of fields here. But if I just wanted to make mailing labels or something like that, I could then uncheck, go and choose the areas that I want, like student, first name, last name, the address fields, city, state, and zip, and then go down to the bottom. And then here is a nice text file that you could then throw into a program like Excel and then mail merge into a program like Word and be able to make mailing labels. So your data is always available to be downloaded at any time. If you need to upload into the system, say you have an export from your student management system, such as like Synergy or PowerSchool, you can then do so by getting an export, copy and paste into this template file. So click on this, download it, open it up, paste your information in, and then choose the file and upload you go. There are some rules here that you need to follow in order for your data to make sure that it's done safely and it comes in good, but it's very easy to do and it saves you a lot of time. If you ever have an issue with an import, just drop us a line at webmaster@mymusicoffice.com or do a help desk ticket, and we will be more than happy to help you get your import into the system. It's very particular, but it needs to be to make sure the data doesn't corrupt. And then the last choice up here is the options menu. Notice that the ensemble selections are the same as other areas in the system, where you can then choose or click or unclick the standard set of ensembles in the system based on what genre of music education you teach. So if you're an orchestra director, you could just select those and deselect band and choir. And obviously here, this account is set up to be in a band director. But you know what? I don't have a mariachi band in my program, so I can deselect that. If I did, I can easily just add it back in. Customize ensemble selections are right here, so I can choose one that I want. So let's say I have a band that I call the Blue Band. I can then add, and then now that is added into the system. And then if I wanted to delete something, I have to select it first. I can select Blue Band, hit delete, and now that choice is gone. Very simple. You can customize your different parts that you have in the system right here if you want to be specific on assigning parts into the system. Also, there is a student directory defaults that are here. So if you all live within the same area code, you could type an area code in here, and then that area code will automatically show up when putting a new student into the system. Same thing with city, state, and zip code. Down here at the bottom is an incredibly useful tool called the end of year rollover, or a student rollover utility, or ensemble rollover utility. So this is set up for at the end of the year. You need to you basically increment your students up a grade level. And so right here, I can say that I teach at a standard high school, grades 9 through 12. What do I want to do with my top level students? Well, I can either remove them or make them inactive. And then I hit execute, and it'll take all the 9s, make them 10s, 10s, 11s, 11s, 12s. And then whatever I chose right here would happen with the top grade level. Make them either inactive in the system where it keeps their contact and financial information, or remove them and just delete them out of the system. You can do that here for middle school grades as well. So a middle school of 6 through 8, it'll do the top grade level of 8th graders will then be done with whatever I chose right here. If you want to manually roll over some students into a new grade level, you can do that here. So if you need all of your 6th graders to become 9th graders for some particular reason, or if say you have students that you've given a grade level to that's not a standard grade level for you just for organization purposes, you can then increment them to a different grade level, or you can make them either inactive or remove the students here. Just be very careful. If you do this, make sure that you start with the top grade level and work your way down, because if you start at the bottom and you make all your 6s 7s, then all of your 7s will be then the old 7s and the new 7s together, and by the time you're done at the top, everyone will be the top grade level. So you want to make sure you start definitely at the top and work your way down, as this warning kind of reminds you of. Also, this is a way to increment your ensemble. So say you teach in a situation where everybody is in a concert band as, say, a 7th grader, and as an 8th grader, they all become members of the symphonic band. Then you can hit this, and then all of these students in concert band will then be changed over to symphonic band. Just a way to make your end-of-year processes that much easier. I hope this has been very helpful as far as the area of the student information. If you have any questions whatsoever, once again, fill out a help desk ticket or email me at webmaster@mymusicoffice.com. Remember, My Music Office starts at only $199 a year, which is by far the lowest price of anybody out there right now. And you can also save $100 by doing a 3-year subscription and save $200 for 5 years, which basically gives you a free year. I hope you found this very helpful, and if you need anything, please contact me. Otherwise, have a great rest of your school year. Take care. Bye-bye.